Alright guys, so like you saw in the title of this video, we got a brand new bike and I'm excited to show it to you. So obviously you know, we have our Onyx, we have our Sur-Ron. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? This is the bad boy right here. Alright, so we got a SUPER73 RX. We picked it up from a guy locally in town. His name's Skyler. He was from Kingsburg and he dropped off the bike to me. He had 35 miles on it. I figured why not pick it up. Ever since I rode with Ruben Soul, a YouTuber that does EBIKE 5 TV, I rode his in Vegas and I loved it. I just wanted to get my own. And so now we have our own. And I want to go and ride it for you guys. I'm going to keep that in a separate video, but right now I kind of wanted to go over the bike and some stuff that I saw. I know there's a lot of people out there that make YouTube videos on these, and I'm kind of late to the game on this, but I might point some stuff out that you might notice. Like I already noticed one right now. Check this out. All right, I wanted to get out of the sun, but I wanted to show you. So these are super cool. These come on the bike stock. But obviously they just slip on. I'm thinking about maybe putting something a little sticky on them so they stick on here a little bit better. Because if you barely hit the kickstand and kick it, it comes right off. And what if you're on a ride and it gets hit and you lost them? Because these things are really nice. I mean, you don't need them, but it is nice to have those. Now, I'm going to admit to you guys, I have already rode the bike. I didn't do any type of video on it. I just rode it with my buddies real quick and met up with some other people with Groms. And I just want to say that this seat is horrible. It looks fantastic. It's actually a really good looking seat. But when you sit on it, like, it just, I mean, I'm putting pressure on it obviously, but it feels like you're sitting on these bars. Like, it really feels like you're sitting on these bars. So the horn on this bike sits right here, right in the center, and it is loud. It's a lot louder than you think it would be. It's actually a very, very nice horn. I really like it. I really wish this thing came with a 10-speed. It doesn't. I know you can add one down the road, but I feel like it should have came with one. This suspension right here, compared to my Onyx that I have over there, this suspension is very, very nice. I have came out of the seat from hitting stuff, so I feel like maybe if I soften it a little bit, I'm 155 pounds, and I do come out of this seat. But it's not as bad as the stock Onyx. If you ever been on an Onyx, the way the Onyx is set up is just totally different. And this is actually very nice and smooth for what it is. I give it that. Now, I was trying to learn the display earlier when I rode it, and obviously I know clicking it up puts it in level 4. That's unlimited mode. You can go back, you know, that's your basically speed. I keep it in level 4. Obviously, we want to go as fast as possible, right? We want to do 28 miles an hour. And this just basically switches through range. So it's saying I can get 37 miles, and this is the pedal assist. All this, that's how many miles I actually have on it. So when I got it, it was at 35, and so far I put some miles on it. The one thing I do know about this bike after riding with a few people that have SUPER73s is, I don't know how fast these actually wear down, but a lot of people that I rode with, theirs have been worn down, and these are really thin on the inside of the channels. They will pick up a nail, glass, anything so quick, like really quick, and you'll have a flat in no time. My buddy Donnie, he's got 4 flats in probably the past 6 weeks. And then we might be saying, oh, it's the way he rides, Like, no, like, we did go through some crazy stuff and he got a nail in, but like, for the most part, he's on the street. And if you're on the bike lane and stuff, you just pick up stuff. And these do not really deflect stuff out of these tires too much. They're not that thick. Other than that, guys, this is the new bike that we're adding to the channel. We're adding this one along with the Sur-Ron with the 72-volt battery. This thing's a crazy monster. This thing, I need a full face helmet all day long. I love this bike. This is my traffic bike. This is 100% a traffic bike. This one, I was using it for off-road a little bit. It's still fun. I like it. It has a lot more torque if you don't modify the Sur-Ron. But I've had a lot of issues with this, and it sucks that I've had a lot of issues. But regardless, I really like this bike. I just wish it didn't have so many problems. Now, I was very excited to ride this bike because I know it has a peak of, I think, 2,000 watts, but it has a really slow pickup on it. It's not as fast as the Onyx, not as fast as Sur-Ron whatsoever. It's really slow on the takeoff, but it's a nice, smooth bike, and it's actually considered an electric e-bike. It's not breaking the rules or crossing the boundary. It's not a loophole. It's an actual bike. You got to pedal to get up to speed. The brake pads on this thing aren't terrible. You know what's funny is that the stock Sur-Ron brake pads, I feel like this bike, they're better. But the only reason why I think of that is because the Sur-Ron is heavier. Stopping the Sur-Ron takes a lot more than this bike. This bike is light. Super light, and I think that's why I feel like the brakes just work so good on this bike compared to when I got the Sur-Ron. The Onyx brakes are crazy. They got regen. As soon as you hit that brake, you're slowing down, but this bike, perfectly fine. I mean, the brake pads can be replaced if you really want to, but you know what, I'm gonna leave them for the time being until they probably wear down and switch them out to something else. So the main thing I noticed when I got this bike was how light it is. It's just insanely light. Like, I can pick up this whole bike. Well, it's kind of hard with the camera in my hand. But I can pick up this bike, no problem. It's super easy, it's nimble. It just feels like fun to ride, and especially it's a lot safer putting on my bike rack over here, because this thing's actually only rated for 120 pounds, but it's supposed to be 60 pounds on this side, and then you put another bike on this side to make another 60 pounds. And this thing fits it perfectly. The Sur-Ron, I'm a little sketchy, and I'm for sure I can't even put the Onyx on here. So having a lightweight bike is kind of a must. You can turn real nice with it. That's what leads me into my next thing is that look at the turning radius on this thing. Can you see that? Look at the turning radius on that thing. I realized I was able to get more tighter places, like quicker, compared to the other bikes. The Sur-Ron doesn't turn that much. The Onyx barely turns, like I'll show you that. So this is as much as you can turn the Onyx. That's it. That's all you can turn on the Onyx. I have yet to ride this thing at nighttime, but I do like that when you hit the brakes, the brake light does work as an actual brake light, compared to the Sur-Ron. Doesn't come with brake lights. The Onyx does, which is great. But I don't know how bright they are yet. I hear a lot of people switching out this headlight for the Cane built, I believe. But so far I haven't had any issues with it. And then to turn on the headlight, I actually had to look up the manual because I never saw a video of people telling you how to turn this on. So you hold this top button up and then it will tell you that the headlight's on. And then there you go. So once we get some night riding footage, I can give you a better take on how good that headlight is. All right, guys, appreciate you watching the video. The next video is gonna be me riding around. I'm actually gonna go ride it right now, but I'm gonna make another separate video of me actually riding around and talking about it. First impressions, what I kind of like about it, what I don't like about it. And I'm just gonna be real up with the bike because I bought it by myself. I didn't have SUPER73 reach out and send it to me. I bought this with my own cash from Skyler, from Kingsburg. Didn't want to forget to mention is that this bike does not come with any mirrors, so it's not a downside of the bike. Most e-bikes don't come with mirrors, but it might be something that you're gonna have to buy regardless because wherever you're at, you need to be able to see behind you, and it's pretty bad that you don't have mirrors. I'm gonna be riding this bike for probably a week before I get mirrors for it, and it's a little sketchy having to turn around. Check out that video that comes up next. Subscribe to the channel because it's probably gonna be posted the same day this video goes out, if not the next day. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.